One of the RHCSA exam objectives is the ability to set up a directory for group collaboration. In this example, we will create a working directory for the research group. The first thing that we will need to do is to create a new directory for the group. Let's create a research folder under the /home directory. Now, let's grant ownership of the folder to just the research group. We can do this by specifying nobody as the user in our chown command. The next step will be to assign the proper permissions to the directory. We will do this with the chmod command. Let's explain this command. We have zeros set for the user owner since no one single user will have ownership or exclusive rights to the directory, and we grant full rights to the group. We are also denying any permissions to others. But what is this 2 all about here in the front? This is what is known as the SGID bit. The SGID bit, or the set group ID bit, is a special flag that forces the process that executes the directory, such as copying, moving, or creating files in the directory, to be owned by the group, and not the user's group that performs the action of creating a file in the directory. Notice the S in place of where the execute bit would normally reside in the group permissions. That is the indicator that we have the SGID bit set. You could do the same thing for a user account by setting a bit called the SUID bit that forces a process to be run as the owner of the file or program. This isn't exactly a safe setup though, as a regular user could run a command as if they were root if the SUID bit were set on a file or an application that is owned by root. Instead of using a 2 in the first octal position of a file's permission for SUID, you would see a 4. Now back to our collaborative directory. We should be able to log in as any user for the research group and create files and folders in the /home/research directory that will be owned by the research group. Let's try it. And here we can see that K. Armstrong has created a folder in the research directory that is owned by the research group. Let's create a file in there. And again, the file that we just created is owned by the K. Armstrong user, but because we did it inside the research folder, it is owned by the research group. Now we will log in as A. Vance, since she is also a member of the research group, and she should have the ability to read and modify the same file. There we go. A. Vance and K. Armstrong can work in the research folder together. Let's make sure that a user that is not a member of the research group cannot access this directory or these files. And just to verify, let's take a look at the groups that T mentioned is a member of. As you can see, he is not a member of the research group. So let's see if he can access any of the files that belong to the research group. And of course, T-Mention is denied access, since he is not a member of the research group. And that's all it takes to set up a collaborative directory. It's just that easy.